When it comes to creating authority, there are many different ways, so many different things that you can do that it can all become a little bit overwhelming, confusing, and most people have this really big thing where they're like, oh my God, but I just don't even know where to start, and what the heck is even, what the heck do I even need to do about this? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Let's get into it. So I'm really pumped and excited to share this stuff with you. I think it's really going to help. So many people that I speak with have got a really awesome reputation offline. They're really known in their networks, they're known locally, they can walk down the street and people know who they are, not necessarily for what it is that they do, but for the way that they show up in person. Now, a lot of the people that I talk to, particularly around creating authority and branding and marketing, they say to me, you know what, Nicola, I've done this really cool thing, quite maybe by chance and by design somewhat, but now I really need to be able to replicate that in the online world. I want to create authority. I know I need to get out there, but I don't know what it is that I need to be known for or that I want to be known for. So one of the ways, I want to share with you 5 things that you can create authority, all right? One of the ways that you need to be very, very clear on is what is it that you actually believe in? And why do you believe this, in relation to your area of expertise and in your industry and with what it is that you do? What do you believe to be true about your industry, or maybe even about your niche or about the way that you work? When you are sharing an opinion, all right, and you're sharing what you believe to be true, there will be people who will kind of go, oh, this person really knows their stuff, and that is what we're looking for. That is the best way for you to be able to create authority, is by having an opinion. Nobody wants to see somebody who looks exactly the same or sounds exactly the same or does the exact same thing in the exact same way as every other clone in their industry. Okay, so have an opinion. Talk about the stuff that lights you up about what it is that you do, the miracles that you have seen, the results that you've seen, the people that you've worked with, and why they have been able to achieve the results that they've been able to achieve, and what they did differently to the people that didn't get the results. In my line of work, we're talking about marketing yourself, getting yourself out there and that type of thing, and really creating authority around what it is that you do. The people that actually get a result are the people that implement. Sounds kind of obvious, hello. But the people that don't implement, they're the ones that don't get seen, they don't do the stuff that they're supposed to do. So really, the difference in my industry is implementers versus non-implementers. People who are like, oh, I can probably find an easier way or a better way or a shortcut or a this or a that. Creating authority requires commitment and consistency. That's really the 2 really super, super big things, commitment and consistency, because people are looking for you usually on an unconscious level. If they're looking at the different places that you show up on your website, on Facebook, on Instagram, in person, they want to see that you are the same type of person. You've got those same characteristics, those same traits rippling through everything that you're doing, the same voice, all right? So you've got to be consistent across all of the things. So that leads us into point number 2. The next thing that you need to do when it comes to creating authority is you have to be blogging. Now, maybe you've never blogged before. Excellent, you've got a beautiful clean slate. Maybe you have blogged before. Awesome, we've got stuff that we can build on. Maybe you're blogging regularly. Fantastic. Maybe it's just about reinventing and refining the overall message that you have whilst you're doing that. Now, there are a couple of options when it comes to blogging, 2 or 3 in fact. You can do video blogs like this, And in fact, I would encourage it. You don't have to have like the white set and all the lights set up. I just find this so super easy because it means I don't have to rearrange flowers in my desk and all the rest of it. I have other ways of being able to show you guys what it's like outside of the blogging set. You could also do written blogs. If you're a better writer than you are a speaker, then, write some blogs and start practicing speaking. If you're a better speaker and you can do this stuff really easily, awesome. Start practicing writing, okay? Because people are going to consume you in different levels, different ways. They learn in different ways. So if you're able to do a combination of both of those two things, then the people who are readers will read it, and that's ace. The people who are watchers and listeners will watch and listen, which is, beautiful. That's awesome. Okay? Brilliant. In terms of how long your blogs need to be, they just need to be as long as they need to be in order for you to get your message across. Most people have got an attention span. That's not true. Many people will watch a blog if it's kind of less than 10 minutes. If it goes more than that, they kind of tend to switch off, or they play you at double speed, and then you end up sounding like a chipmunk because you're speaking really fast and then they don't really know what it is that you're saying and it doesn't really sink in. Right? So around the 10-minute mark is great. If it's a bit over, that's awesome. If it's a bit less, don't stress. In terms of writing, it's just as long as what it needs to be. Another way that you can really create authority is by podcasting. Now, you can use a podcast. You can go into SoundCloud. You can go into a bunch of other ones. I can't think of what they are right now. Go to SoundCloud. Go and register your blog up on iTunes. What you can do is you could actually, if it makes sense, you could repurpose the audio from your video blogs and turn that into your podcast audio series. That is a really awesome way of content spinning. Okay, so that's just another option for you there as well. Podcasting is great for people who like to listen to stuff in the car. So it gives another opportunity for people to get to know you, to reach you, and to hear what it is that you have to say. So if you are doing video blogs and you're going to rip the audio out and use that as your podcasting material, just be really aware of the calls to action that you're giving, because it won't be relevant on a podcast necessarily. Be aware of what you're saying and make sure that it caters for multimodality consumption. Okay, so for the visual, the audio, and the reading one. All right, excellent. The fourth thing that you really want to do when it comes to your authority creation is you've got to have a social media presence. There is absolutely no excuse for you not having a business Facebook page these days. Guys, they've been around for freaking forever. I started mine in 2010. There is no excuse for you to not have one. Okay, you've got to have one. If you don't have one, press pause and go and freaking create it. Your people are going to look for you on social media. Your name is Googleable. Okay, that's a technical term. So if somebody goes to Google and they Google your name, then it'll bring up your social media stuff. It'll bring up your website. It'll bring up the blogs that you've done. It'll bring up all of those things, your LinkedIn, everything. So you've got to have a social media presence. Not only that, so you don't just need to have an account, you also actually need to have content on there. Now, if you're blogging and doing those things that I was saying before, then that's great fodder and fuel for your page. Like I was saying right at the very first start, what do you believe in? Share your opinions on there. Talk about the stuff that you do. Share the different facets of your overall, like of your whole entire life, right? So what do you do in terms of family? What do you believe when it comes to family? Fun, social, relationships, money, friendships, your soul stuff. Do you believe in energy, woo-woo, God? What are your beliefs around all of that? What are your beliefs around health? It doesn't just have to be geared only into talking about the service that you do. In fact, I would probably not talk very much about the service that you do. All right, I would be speaking more about what it is that you believe in and what you know to be true based on your circumstance, and look at ways of being able to motivate and inspire and confront people actually using social media. So that will help to create authority for you as well. The fifth way that you can create authority is by getting some PR. Now, this might look like being featured in Huffington Post. If you're in a city, it might be about getting into, one of those morning shows. It might be writing a book and using that as a PR pivot and platform for you to do more of what it is that you do. So PR is an option as well. Usually, you would engage someone else, unless you know how to do it yourself. You can engage someone around a particular event or a particular thing that you're doing that creates that media presence. So if you write a book, that would be a good thing to get some PR around, because it's got a specific intention. It's around selling a book. You don't want PR just because you want brand awareness, all right? It doesn't tend to work. There's usually got to be something that is being tied in or being sold off the back end of that in order for you to be able to leverage it. Now, there might be a bunch of ways that you can do that for free, or you might find somebody to help you with that. All right, so they are the 5 ways of creating authority online in a way that is reflective of you, what makes you different, and really what it is that you want to be known for this year and many, many years to come, okay? If you've got any questions about this, make sure you leave them below. You can email us, find us on our website. You can find me all over social media. I am there all of the damn time. So if you need any help with anything, reach out. Would love to talk with you about how I can give you a hand getting this authority created, getting yourself out there, and making a really big impact in the world. All right? My name is Nicola. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!